Once again, so good to know you are there. It is the state of the nation. Let's look at a series of issues as it concerns government policies, the presidency 2027, and the elections coming up. We're being joined right about now by our guest, Ememobong, who is the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. He joins us virtually right about now. So good to have you on the show, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
All right, fantastic. I'm looking at your background and I'm seeing PDP everywhere. Congratulations. Congratulations on your appointment as the of the party. What is happening to PDP right now? How are you guys faring at the moment?
Oh, I couldn't get you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said, okay, fantastic. So let's dive into the issues. So many concerns right now in Nigeria, from politics to elections, government policies and all of that. As a Nigerian first, not as a politician, as a Nigerian first, what major concern stands out for you when you look at Nigeria as an entity at the moment? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I think we're having some signal concerns here. We're hoping that we can reconnect with him. He's been hanging on for a while. Victor, we need to have this discussion with him. I mean, maybe I should throw that at you as well. I mean, when you look at Nigeria, look at the finance, look at government policy, look at the reforms, look at the elections coming. Which of them stands out for you as a more serious concern?
I think we need to, first of all, be realistic to the people of Nigeria. The APC-led administration in this country needs to be very open and sincere to the Nigerian people and be accountable to the Nigerian people. If you give the president an opportunity 10 times to speak, out of 10, 8 times he will tell you that Nigeria needs to speak well of Nigeria, but one that speak well of Nigeria, when you are at the saddle, you are the one that is supposed to make Nigerians put up policies that will make Nigerians speak well of Nigeria. If the soup that is cooked by mother is sweet, there is no child that will say that that soup isn't sweet. No matter how it is, you will still say it. So the president, it starts with you. The economy indices and statistics that has been thrown at Nigerians by this administration is a far departure from what Nigerians are experiencing. When you go to the market, when you go to the shop just close to your house to buy anything, even medication, you will hear that, what you will get to see, the expression on people's face, you see hardship. Hardness, you will see people, you know that people are really struggling. Well, but the administration makes it look very good on papers, but what we are seeing is where the rubber meets the road, what people are experiencing, the value of the naira and what have you, is a very far departure. So, and I would know that the PDP, Ememobong, would have a lot to say about what we are going through as Nigerians and all of that. I also saw that the PDP took up the federal government, took them on the allegation that the APC-led administration, Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration, paid a total of 9 million naira to lobby the United States Congress not to change the narrative about intervention in Nigeria and what is going on in security-wise in Nigeria. And one would then have to say, should we have ambassadors and career diplomats there in the United States of America? Would we have to pay? It's taxpayers' money that would used to pay. If there's anything to go by, what to go by, if there's a truth in what the paper reported this morning, that sum of money was paid. It's not shocking. It's not shocking because what I know is that if the PDP were also in the saddle, they wouldn't do anything that is different from what the APC has done, because any intervention, any narrative that goes against, that seems to paint the administration in a bad light, they would do everything possible to defend and to change such narrative, David. So for me, I would say is that this administration needs to do more with being accountable to the people, coming up with policies that is for the people, because so far we have seen is that the policies work more for the government, and then it doesn't really sit in with the people. But the point is that people still sit down and just, try as much as they can to make this administration look good, but the administration is not doing enough. I didn't say they're not putting in effort, but they are not doing enough, to make sure that the people.
What would enough be for you?
Enough would be enough would be production and production. You don't grow any economy by taxing the people, just by taxing the people and running. Listen, this administration came into power on the heels of saying that they are going to move Nigeria from a mono economy that was totally dependent on oil to make sure that the non-oil sector thrive. Have they done enough? You just had a discussion talking about macro. What about the micro sector of our economy? That is where you have a graduation between the middle, from the very low class to the middle class, and then taxation is even too much. When you tax the last 5-2% of this size because of their wealth, you tax them 30%. It goes to show that production, people, investment will struggle in Nigeria. So there must be some form of synergy between the micro, the macro, and the very top level side of our economy, players of our economy.
All right, yes. Victor, so very well said, I must say. So very well said. I've just been informed that Ememobong is back with us. Unfortunately, we don't have much time, so let's run as fast as we can. Speak to us. The question I asked you is, what stands out for you as the most serious concern as a Nigerian? Let's leave politics right now. As a Nigerian, what stands out for you as a major concern in the state of Nigeria's economy, or in the state of the nation?
Two very quick things: insecurity and the economy. Insecurity, because the primary duty of government is the security of lives and property. And at that point, if people do not feel secure, you can't even save the economy. So we need to fight insecurity. We need to bring it to a halt. And we don't do that by paying people to craft narratives for us. We simply need to fix insecurity and make sure that people feel safe wherever they are. That's number one. Number two, the economy. Immediately after you solve insecurity, you must be able to create an economy where people can survive, both the formal and the informal economy. And I agree with my brother that we can't keep taxing poverty. I mean, when all the people have to pay is their blood, then you know that people will get into a situation where they can no longer control themselves. So we need to fix security, and we need to ensure that people have jobs and that the economy is reflated in a way and manner that the top is not the top 1% are not just those who are enjoying, but the base of the pyramid, the middle class can also enjoy.
All right. So let's look at your reaction, the PDP's reaction to this administration's policies so far. The new tax law and the allegation of paying lobbies to the tune of $9 million to quench, if not change, the narrative of Christian genocide in Nigeria. Does the PDP, your party, think that there's a Christian, or there was a Christian genocide in Nigeria?
Well, you see, if you go by the textbook definition of genocide, you would clearly know where to situate that. But the most important part is not what the dictionary says, it's what the people who are in Benue, who are in Plateau, the people who are in Borno, the people who are in the places where this conflict is active, it is what they think. Do they think that they are targeted? Do they think that they are being killed? So number one is the fact that nobody should be killed for worshiping God in his own way. Nobody should be killed about that. So it's condemnable. Number two is the fact that we must see things not from the spectacle of government, like when government tries to change the narrative, but from the spectacle of the citizenry, because it is the aggregation of the citizenry that becomes the employer of government. And therefore, government must not only see things from their spectacle, but from the... So when you put this question to the person in Benue, and ask the Christian in Benue, do you think you're being targeted for elimination? What do you think the answer would be? If you go to Borno, like it happened the Christmas Eve in the market, and you ask the person in Borno, do you think you're being targeted to be killed? What would be the answer? So whether they are Christians, whether they are Muslims, the truth is that people are being killed. Number two, people are being targeted. Number three, people are being killed in places of worship. And the fact that they are going to worship has become an issue. And when joined with the death, it changes the death from just the death and makes it an issue of spiritual and religious inclination. So we condemn every single death in its totality. We insist that people should have the freedom. Nigeria is a secular state. There is no state religion. People should be free to worship God in the way and manner they like, provided it doesn't offend the sensibilities of others. So having to pay people to change that narrative is deceptive. It won't work. Why do we say so? We now live in a global village where what we are doing now can be what is watched globally. So how would they change the narrative? The easiest way to change the narrative is to fix the issue. When you fix the issue and the people in Benue, the people in Plateau, the people in Borno, the people in the places where these things are happening feel safe and secure, you don't need to change the narrative to get them to write, to get them to feel. I mean, they are texting, they are tweeting, they are doing Facebook every single moment. And so when they feel safe, their perception is merely a reflection of reality, though it can be managed. Like the NIPR today will be presenting the perception index, and you're going to see what people from all over the world think about us as Nigerians. And where are they gleaning that from? They are citizens, from the news we broadcast, from interviews like this that we're doing, from commentary. Okay, so if you change the perspective of the United States government, you're spending $9 million for just one country. Remember, dear brother, that we had in employment, information officers, information and public relations officers who were posted to diplomatic missions to help to tell Nigeria's story abroad. What happened to them? Why were those people not posted there again? Remember that the ambassadors have a duty to ensure that their countries are well represented, their home countries are well represented in their host countries. You just saw that ambassadors were just recently appointed, and their clearance by the Senate just made. So whose fault is it? For a government that is almost 3 years. So if you're now paying $9 million for just one country, how much would you pay for the whole world?
Big concern you just raised, a huge concern, I must say. Let's talk politics right about now. And sadly, I would want to start with your party, which is highly depleted at the moment. I don't know if you still have any governor represented in Nigeria today, the PDP. I don't know, maybe you tell me. But please, speak to me. Look at the political terrain and tell me what you feel, especially with opposition in the conversation. Speak to me. How does this come to you?
Certainly, the fact that the political space is being constricted is a fact that need not be proven. The fact that the ruling party is on an expansionist drive, and in fact overdrive, is not also in contention. But what is in contention is the fact that whether Nigerians, the voters, the people who vote, the quantitative voices of the Nigerian people is aligned with that expansionist movement. Remember that the First and Second Republic, the ruling parties in those republics tried this same thing. And you saw how it brought the republic to its knees. And today in the Fourth Republic, you see the expansionist drive of the ruling party. And today, yes, we have governors. We have 4 governors who are still with us. We have Zamfara, we have Oyo State. As much as we value those 4 governors, and they know that we value them, we have millions of Nigerians who still believe in this party. And I keep doing this, that when we started, we did not have any governor or senator in 19. The aggregation of the quantitative voices of people made us to win elections. We won majority of the local government elections in this country. We won majority of the governorship elections in this country. We won majority of the Senate and House of Reps elections. And from there we began. So the quantitative voices created the qualitative voices. And today, the qualitative voices that were created have now migrated to what they think are safer zones. And for us, while, especially for those whom the Constitution allows, so it may be legally correct, but it may be morally.
Let's leave what you had before, because I get them before, no be property, however, as they say in the street panel. Let's stay on what you currently have. You have two governors. You mentioned Oyo, and you mentioned, I think, Zamfara. That's what you mentioned. But I didn't hear you mention Bauchi as Governor Bala Mohammed.
I said we have four governors. Adamawa, Bauchi, Zamfara, and Oyo State. I mentioned. And
Oyo State. But the point is, how long are they going to be PDP governors? Whilst you are trying to answer that, also help us understand, are you guys going to get into, is the PDP regretting not joining the coalition? Because as at when the coalition started, but now because we get to hear that you guys, the PDP is meeting with the ADC to discuss some possible partnership. Is the PDP going to stand the 2027 general election? Are you going to put in a presidential candidate?
Absolutely. We've said that time and over again that we're going to field a presidential candidate. We've said that. And the presidential candidate we are fielding is not just fielding a candidate, we're fielding a candidate with the hopes of winning. And that is why we're using the poly-opportunity strategy, where we are doing many things at the same time but headed to the same goal. So what is there is that these governors who are with us, who have stood with us to this time, are people of stellar strength, moral capacity, and that is why you've seen that none of them is flinching. But like I said to you, the question will now be, remember that a state doesn't become a red or blue state in the US or a PDP, APC, Labour Party state by reason of the defection of the governor. No, it doesn't. It becomes that by reason of winning elections. And so if you go to the political map of the 2023 elections today, you will know the states that are PDP states. So irrespective of the fact that the governor has left, the next time we're going to know whether that state is a PDP state or an APC state or a Labour Party state or an MMPP state will be at the elections. So make no mistakes to think that because governors, senators, House of Reps members have defected, that state, for example, Delta, Akwa Ibom, have become APC state. No, the people who have left are the qualitative voices. But the quantitative voices who made those people are still available to make other people. And we can only determine that at the next elections.
Fantastic, Ini. I mean, I like that. I like your optimism. I like the fact that in spite of what the PDP is going through, someone can still beat his chest and speak for the PDP. Good job, Ini. Good job. Well done. We have to go right about now. I did hear that the court will be hearing your leadership tussle case. Is it today or tomorrow? In a couple of days. I wish PDP the very best, and I hope that you can get through this travail and be ready for the next election. Ini Ememobong, thank you very much for your time with us on the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and do have a beautiful day.
Have a good day too. All right, Victor, we have to go. We really have to go. It's been a fantastic day. We're looking forward to a wonderful day as we celebrate our armed forces. Yes. I won't forget that. Whatever it is that you can do, no matter how little it is, if you can put a smile on a serviceman today, yes, just put a smile on the face of a serviceman today. That's what I will beg of you. I will deliberately go out and do that myself. I hope you also do the same yourself. Victor, I hope you do the same to yourself.
Well, I'll try. I'm a son of a former serviceman, so it's a salute for servicemen in Nigeria.
Okay, no, but it is not salute that they would eat. They will not eat salute, so if you can drop something for them, that's what I'm asking you to do. So, very well. Thank you all for doing this with us. What's hot? Yes, is coming up next on News Of. I am David Obabadike.
And I am Victor Ita. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.